YouTube. Just gonna get Facebook set up right now. Make sure this is down. Okay. Hi, Instagram, YouTube, Instagram. So nice to be here. If you were trying to take class with me here at Flex and Flow yesterday, so sorry. I got to the studio and spent some time trying to figure out the internet situation, which turned out to be like a whole block. All the buildings surrounding us were out. Hi there, so nice to have you. I love when people comment on YouTube since they can't actually see who's there. So again, apologize if you couldn't practice with me yesterday afternoon. Happy to be here. I'll be on at noon again tomorrow. Alissa Marguerite, if you haven't practiced with me yet, welcome. And also something I want to share is we have plenty of classes on our YouTube channel that are saved on our Instagram, Flex and Flow PDX as well, pre-taught and saved. And then we also have our options for Zoom classes. If that ever interests you, you can sign up for Zoom. They're happening sporadically throughout the day. You can check the schedule. It's most of our evening classes and some of our early morning classes. And that will keep on going through July as we kind of navigate getting the studio back up and open. So if you're local to PDX, keep an eye out for our instructor-led classes with some COVID changes. Okay. Join me on your mats. Find a comfortable seat that will then lead you easily into child's pose. So I'm going to pick hero's pose. And first, just checking in, closing down the eyes. Or at least letting your eyelids grow heavy. And allow the natural curvature of your spine. And then take a couple moments to notice where your tailbone tip is. And then breathe up the tailbone and find some spaciousness across your sacrum. Notice the weight on the right and the left side of the pelvis. And see if you can balance that weight out with your breath. And then begin to just very gently draw the navel towards your back and up as you lengthen out of your lumbar curve. And then hugging your thoracic spine from the back and from the front, in and up. Noticing the diaphragm, the low rib cage. And shifting the awareness up through the armpits and across the front and the back of your chest. And then lengthening the cervical spine, gently drawing the chin down, throat in, back of the neck up. Allow the earlobes to relax, allow the skull to relax. Relax the forehead, the brows, the cheeks, the lips, the jaw. And take 3 focused breaths through your tall spine here. Feeling the inhale rise all the way to the crown of the head and the exhale to trickle all the way down past the pelvic floor. With the next inhale, invite more clarity into your practice or around anything that might be coming up for you. And with the exhale, allowing in the wisdom that might flow through the practice, begin to fold over your waist into child's pose if you're in your hero's pose. If you are seated with your legs out in front of you, just make your movements to adjust until you're in a child's pose where your belly can rest as close as possible to your upper thighs. And then take some focused breath into the deep belly, feeling the pressure against the legs as you inhale. And sinking into the curve of your spine as you exhale. Relaxing the forehead, maybe rolling it side to side. And if the arms are outstretched in front of you, gently press the armpits in the direction that they're facing. One more breath in and out. And we'll start to lift up slowly. Coming into toes tucked pose. And actually, if you'd like, for this next bit of class, go ahead and turn yourself the long way on your mat. Tuck your toes as much as you can. Spread them out behind you. You can use your hands. And then sitting up on the heels, knees can be as wide apart as you need. And if you're like me and you have very high arches in your feet, you might take your knees even further apart. So you can actually feel some of the pressure downwards across your big toe mounds. Imagine that you're pressing your toes back. Feel a sense of lifting your spine gently up. And just breathe. Hands can rest on your thighs or hands to heart. And my invitation for class today is to just arrive however you are. Come as you are. Showing up here. And all of the different facets and the ways that you express, and the ways that you understand, and the ways that you feel and perceive yourself to be, and the world around you. One more breath. You're probably getting a bit warm across your toes. One more exhale. Start to lean forward. Gently take the pressure off of the feet. And then just squeeze your toes together while you're up in the air with them. And then just start to pat them back and down. Just lightly pat. This doesn't have to be super strong. Okay. And now, come back onto the toes. But what we're going to do is rock up into a squatted position. Hands can definitely be on the floor. Also, if this depth is really feels quite strained for you, I will recommend coming over to a wall and just using the wall for support if you need. You could even lean into it, couch, and hold there. Okay? Heels are lifted this time. Let's get some balance going. Gently draw up the pelvic floor. Gently draw in the navel. Gently, again, not suffocating the self, just holding into place. And then we'll begin some mobility. Let's start to turn the right inner knee down onto the floor. Press down, lift up. And then lean back, lift back onto the right toes. Wobble. Hold back in, pelvic floor, navel. Drop the left knee, press up. And then lean back, lift the inner knee. Feel it spin open on the toes. And then right side again. And maybe you just start to use your hands for balance, just feeling that space around you. Or this can look like hands on the floor. Gently tap the knee. Hands on the floor. Gently tap the knee. Again, there's many different ways we can explore this, but we're going to internally rotate one leg as we externally rotate from the other. Let this action happen around this outer hip crease, this joint. And just breathe. You might feel a sense of heat rising. Meet it with the cooling calm of your breath. Going as quickly or as slowly as you'd like. Just another 30 or so seconds. And just exploring with your arms, seeing how the balance works in different ways. And then we're going to meet somewhere in the middle. Left knee down. Lift onto that left shin. Step the right foot out. Right inner thigh rolls up and away. Left inner thigh rolls back. Start to lean forward until your right hand is on the floor inside of your right knee. Left hand, open palm, presses into the sacrum. Fill up the space of the sacrum. Gently turn the belly up and look over your left shoulder. Last breath. Follow the exhale to look down. Left hand might come to the floor for support. We'll pick up our legs in whatever way that makes sense to then turn the other way. Right shin down, toes back. The angle of this leg, shin, is up to you. Left foot out from the hip. Inner thigh spins up and away. Right inner thigh spins back and down. Left hand to the floor if you can, or a block. You can always make a fist. Right hand, open palm to the sacrum. Resist the urge to back bend into your lower back and stick your butt out. Instead, draw your sitting bones towards the heels. So this left sitting bone is anchoring towards the left heel. Or sorry, this is my left. And then right towards the right heel. Open the heart, look over the right shoulder. Chest draws forward. One more breath. We'll meet in a wide leg forward fold. Take your time. So you could stand all the way up first. I'm going to do that. Pivot my feet in. A little bit wider than shoulders width distance apart. But resist the urge to take this like you're taking up your whole mat. A little closer, firm in. Let the weight come forward towards your shins. You can bend your knees. Then lengthen your lower back, middle back, upper back, and fold over your legs slowly. Head down. Bring the weight slightly forward towards the ankle creases. Use your toes. And let the head turn side to side. Last breath in. Last breath out. Start to lift the chin forward. Press your feet and come on up to stand. Arms sweep up and overhead. Hands together, bend your knees. And then we're going to step to the top of the mat. Close the legs together. Big toes touch a slight part in the heels. Take a moment to feel like you're lifting the floor up through your spine. Lengthen the back of the neck. And then hands together, press those palms, lift them up, press the armpits in the direction they're facing. Lift your middle and upper back. Fold forward over your thighs. Ripple the spine forward from the waist. And step the right toes back behind you. Bring the knee down to the floor. From here, we're going to pull the tail in, round into the back, and press the fingertips away. Gently scoop the belly, think cat pose for 3, for 2, for 1. Tuck spine. So pull the heart and the crown forward. Slow breath here. And as you breathe out, press into the floor. Three-legged dog with your left leg high back behind you. Now, if you're rolling way open with your pelvis, I'm going to ask that you lift your outer right hip up. Press your left heel back. Draw that thigh towards the floor. One more breath in. Pull the knee to your nose and the breath out. Rock forward. And then send your left leg back. Come down to the belly. Draw the heart forward. Squeeze your glutes. And then take your hands and interlace behind your back. Press your thighs down. Send your sitting bones towards your heels. Lift from your middle upper back. Arms strong, slightly locked elbows. Lifting, charging back. One more breath. Bring the hands to the floor. Press into your knees, lift your belly. Tuck your toes and come all the way back onto your shins. We'll stand onto the shins, lift the arms up. Very gentle camel. No lower back compression. So let's hands to low back, squeeze the glutes and just lift the heart. Leaning back, lifting the belly, squeezing the glutes. Not reaching for our heels, we'll just stay here. One more breath. Hands to the floor. Press up. Drop your heels, fold, ragdoll at the back of your mat. Go on and hang there for a few moments. If the weight is pulling you back into your heels, send your sitting bones forward and down. Knees could be bent as much as you need here. It can look like that. Not stressing or straining the back of the legs. Just being with it. Hi there if you're joining. And saying hello on Instagram. Nice to have you. Okay, if you're still in that fold, I'll meet you there. Release the hands. Start to walk them forward until you're in downward facing dog. Both heels anchored towards the floor. Doesn't mean on, just towards. And then pull the heart in a little bit. Lengthen the back of the neck, a big breath. And with the exhale, bend the knees and travel to your hands at the top of the mat. Lengthen the spine. And then pull your right knee into your chest. Really strong activation. Then press your left foot down as you stand up. And then hug your right thigh in. Hook the shin and squeeze for 3. Drop the sitting bone for 2. Lengthen your back 1. Now we're going to kick the right foot out and turn the toes out. Hold it there. See if you can do this without your hands. Your left knee can bend. One more breath. Swing the right foot back. High crescent lunge. From here, inhale, tall. Press both feet, lift off. Hands through heart. Turn towards your left thigh. From there, right elbow into the left leg, and then pick up your heart instead of pressing your right arm down. One more breath. Hands to the floor. Step forward and fold. This time we'll rise all the way up to stand. And hands through heart. Hands by your side. Let's pick up the shoulders. With a big inhale, fill up the back. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Relax the chest. Ha. Inhale, then arms come back up, palms together to touch. Squeeze the bum, lift your middle and upper back. One more breath. And fold over your legs. Lengthen the spine forward. And this time, we step left toes back. Bring the knee to the floor. And then pull the tail in, round into the middle and upper back, and cat pose as you press the earth away. Make sure you're not stressing yourself out while you do this, but just feel that gentle activation of all the deep inner workings to create an arch through your back. Head dangles for 2 more breaths. And then press into your left toes, lengthen the knee off of the floor. Long spine, inhale. 3-legged dog, right leg to the sky with your exhale. Try not to roll open. Let's keep left outer hip, this crease, up and back strong, thigh back to the ceiling, right leg up. Press through the heel, activating that inner right side. Feel it spread all the way down to the right pointer finger. 1 more breath. And knee to nose. Rock it forward, and then right foot back from your high plank. Come down to the belly. Now moving in towards that cobra again, strong glute squeeze. Interlace your hands, and if you can, opposing pointer finger on top. Once you find, spread your heart. Pull your sitting bones towards your heels. Lengthen the low front pelvis. Lift the middle upper back. Breathe. 1 more inhale, exhale. Hands release to the floor. Tuck your toes, press your knees, push back towards your shins, and then come up. Again, simple camel. Knees as wide apart as you need. Let's resist the dumping in the lower back. Engage the glutes. Engage the low belly. Hands up and around to support the low back. Staying long. Lift. It might feel like almost nothing is happening because most of us are super trapped in the middle upper back. Guilty of it myself. I've used my lower back for years to back bend. It doesn't make it deeper. It just means it stresses out the back. Couple breaths. Feel the energy. What's it like as it comes up through the skull of this pose? Good. Release hands to floor. Lift up and over. Drop over your thighs. Fold and hang out. Couple deep breaths there. And your ragdoll. And maybe some movement wants to happen. Make sure if you're moving from your core, trunk area. Okay, let's meet in downward facing dog. Walk your hands. Both heels back, slow breath in. And a slow breath out, traveling to the hands at the top of the mat. Lengthen the spine halfway. Pull your left knee into your chest. And then come up to stand, just like that. Press your right foot really strong, really strong, really strong. At the top, we kick out. Oh, just kidding. Let's give it a little squeeze first, a little support. Hold it in, compress your outer hip. Drop the sitting bone. Now we kick left thigh out, externally rotate, turn the big toe out, wrap the thigh away. Last breath. And we swing it back, high crescent lunge. Get springy, up, inhale. Hands through heart. Lean over the right thigh, turn your spine to the right. Lift the heart, and breathe. Last breath here. Hands to the floor. Look forward. We'll step forward and fold. Rise all the way up to stand. Hands through heart. Lift the right knee up as you press into your left foot. Take your left hand, lift it tall as your right hand comes down by your waist. Feel the arms move in opposing directions. Slowly turn your navel to the right. And then release the left hand. Press the right knee into the left hand as the right arm reaches up slowly from the back of the mat and out of the armpit. One more breath. Warrior two. Drop your right hand forward as your right foot steps back. And then lift it up. Create a circle with the arms. Spread through the pelvis. And make sure the bone's not sticking out, so anchor those sitting bones. Lift from the pelvic floor and out of your hip crease. One more breath. Exhale, turn your heart forward. Interlace your hands behind your back. From here, we're going to slowly spin onto the right toes and then lean the heart inside of the left thigh. Press both feet away. Drop your tailbone round your back. Relax your head. One more breath. Right hand to floor. Drop your right heel down, side plank, left hand back. Draw the belly in. Lift the heart, spread the armpits. One more breath. Hands to floor. High plank. From high plank, you might rock forward, wrap your elbows. I've been playing with letting my head relax as I come down to the floor, belly is up. And then pressing away, squeezing the bum through upward facing dog. Maybe the thighs lift. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths here, and just let yourself be. Checking in. Perhaps if there's something you are unclear of that you're asking for clarity, maybe you don't even know what the thing is. Just see if anything has popped into your field that feels important. Last breath. Looking to the hands will travel to the top of the mat and fold. This time, hug your arms behind your legs. Scoop the belly in and up and wide. Lengthen the skin of the upper back. Drop the head. Last breath. And release the arms. Lift the heart halfway. And then we'll come all the way up to stand. Take your time. We'll land here with hands and heart, just a couple breaths. And then leaning into the right leg, lift your left knee up. Left hand comes down, right arm up. Lengthen them apart. Use the navel to twist to the left, hugging the thighs in. And then right hand to the outer left knee. Gently press those 2 points together. Left arm reaches back, and then slowly reaches up. Spread the armpit at the top. Spread the waist. Kick it back as the arm comes down. The left leg comes back, and then makes a full circle, warrior two. And then notice as your belly just bowling forward. Can we hug the ribs in? Can we gently lift up from the pelvis? Press the right thigh forward. Breathe. Turn the heart forward. Start to spin up onto your left toes. You can shorten your stance as much as you need. Interlace the hands. See if you can get the opposing pointer finger on top. And then rounding through the spine, drop your right chest and shoulder towards the inner right leg. Pressing both feet. Keep drawing your sitting bones in. Last breath. And we move to side plank. Vinyasa, left hand underneath the shoulder. Roll the left heel open. Take the right leg back. Both arms lift. plank pose. Bring your weight forward on your shoulders, over the hands, lower down. Cobra upward facing, squeeze your bum. Downward facing dog. Slowly breathing in and out. So if you can bring a sense of hugging a ball actually gently. Better English there. Hug a ball gently between the low belly and the thighs and see how that feels. And then keeping that idea of hugging the ball gently between the low belly and the thighs. Lift the heels, bend the knees, bring your belly and thighs together. And then very slowly create a child's pose. Very similar to down dog. One more breath. Start to sit up and back. Lift onto your shins. Once again, spin on your mat so you're in the middle. Maybe move a little bit there. Lift up tall through the spine, and then send your right leg out into gate pose. While it's there, draw the foot to the floor, and then suck the foot up towards the leg. Lift both arms overhead today, and then lean over the right thigh. Only go as far as you can without collapsing in your right waist. So keep lifting the right waist, hugging the right foot in, arching over your right leg. Last breath. We'll lift up, we'll drop the left hand down to the floor. Keep the waist long, the shoulders supported. From here, squeeze your right heel towards your bum, and then kick the right foot out. Try to do this with minimal movement from the belly. Squeeze the heel in, and tap the toes out. In, and out. Next time you come in, reach your right arm up, open your chest, and then catch the foot, give it a squeeze to the bum. Again, resist moving from your belly or splaying it out. Instead, we're gonna roll the heart up, and then press the foot back into the hand. Release. Hug your knees together. Take a moment here. We're going to take loose fists and gently tap that left hip crease. Okay. Lift up. Right shin. Lift into the belly. And then extend the left leg. Hug in so we're not collapsing. Both arms up. Lift the spine up and over as equally as possible, even though it looks asymmetrical. So just resist collapsing and pulling the right psoas. Relax the neck, make sure you can move it with the jaw. And then lift up, release. Drop the right hand to the floor. Keep the right waist long. Bring your left hand to your belly if you'd like to make sure that you're not moving from the belly. It would look like that, right? Kind of like a bucking bronco. Let's draw the belly in and just squeeze the heel to the bum. Push the toes out. It's okay if you don't touch. You could also keep your foot more flexed. Try to make it a little more noticeable what I'm doing. Do that a few times. And then hold it in. Hold it in with the strength of your leg. And then lift your arm. Open your chest. Armpit back. Catch your foot. Now, don't throw your belly forward. Instead, roll your heart up and press your foot back. And release. Knees together. Tap out with loose fist your right outer hip. Get some of the side of your glutes. From here, staying on the long way of your mat, and if you would like a little more cushion, fold your mat in half, coming in for a frog pose. Now, essentially, it's going to be like goddess, but face planted. So, find the inner knees, one side at a time. Rock the pelvis until you feel a sense of holding, and then just gently hug into the hip joints as you press your ankle bones down. You might be up in your hands, you might come forward onto forearms. Try not to lose the butt into the air. Instead, hug the sitting bones towards the heels. You'll hear that a lot. Keep that energetic exchange happening that supports the SI area, your sacroiliac joints. And if you can, bring across your sacrum, bring it space, bring it softness. See if you can consciously release the pelvic floor muscles. There's so many that cross over down there that we might forget our muscles. Soften that area. Soften, imagine your tail, all of the meat around your tailbone, soften that. Last breath. We're going to come out of the pose, and I want you to just move a little freely for a few moments. Take something that feels good to you. We'll meet standing at the top of the mat for eagle pose. So no rush there. If you would like to even flip through your vinyasa and do that for a moment and then meet, go ahead. I'm going to grab a sip of water. You can do that as well. And then I'll face you, but you're welcome to face the top of your mat or the side of your room, wherever you're standing. Get a little playful if you'd like. Let's start by dropping into the left leg. And take a moment to rock your weight in your left foot back and forth. And then spread out the lower back as you lift the right leg. Now, the right leg is going to have a bit of an external rotation, right? So the thigh is kind of wrapping like that, while it crosses over. So it might feel counterintuitive, but it's externally rotated. Then we're going to lift the inner left thigh up, and then see if we can hook the right toes around that leg. Then we're going to hug in, lift a little bit out of the seat, bring the arms wide. Right arm underneath the left. Lift the elbows, hug into the shoulder blades just a little bit. And then look right through the arms, blazing through. Harness the clarity. Release the arms, release the legs. And maybe take some hip circles, some knee circles in between. Okay, when we're ready, lean into the right leg. Lengthen the low back. The right hip's lifting. Lift the left leg, externally rotate, and then cross at the thighs. Now you might stay there and then pick up your hips so that they're somewhat equal. Not perfect, right? But just matching the energy. One's coming up as one's moving slightly down. Arms wide. Spread out your back as you bring your left elbow underneath your right. And then lift up and then gently hug into the shoulder blades. Gently. Last breath. Release. Stand up. Soft knees, soft ankles, hip circles. Okay, since we're already, well, if you're not facing the long way on your mat, go ahead and open up. And then slowly separate your feet until they're a little wider than hips width distance apart. We'll spin the right big toes out, right thigh coming up and back, left thigh spinning in. Send the sacrum wide as you bring your heart forward, and then turn the ribs up into your triangle pose. Any variation, whichever feels less stressful, at the back of the hamstrings. You're going to stretch here. It's going to happen, but you can do it with limited strain and limited pull. So you might have to bring your knee forward a little bit. You might have to lift your heart up more. You might have to use your navel center more. One more breath. Press your feet actively, stand up, and turn the right toes in. Spin the left toes out. Lean the weight in your left foot. Use your left foot so you can spin that left thigh up and away. Right thigh in. It's a forward folding like action. Spread your sacrum out as you come down. And then turn the heart up from the ribs without opening your right hip. Right? So anchor legs, turn from the heart, lift the arms. If your left shoulder wants to curl in, this is a common thing that my body likes to do. Open it out, draw the shoulder blade back. From the armpit. Maybe even smile. I love this posture. Always like beaming in it. Let yourself be a big beam of light. One more breath. And then all the way up. Spin both toes in. And like we started today, turn around, step to the top of the mat, hands at heart center. Take a full breath in here, and a full breath out. Lift onto your toes. Pop your ankles in and up, heels up. And then slowly sit back with your heels lifted. And just feel all of the effort it takes to stay up on your toes. Notice how you interact with and manipulate your energy and the effort of the posture. We're going to sit all the way back, extend the left leg, and draw the right shin towards the chest. Take a deep exhale, relax a little bit. And now we're going to need a little bit of room for this one, just a little bit. So walk back on your mat if you have to. Move anything that's in the way of your legs. Let's cross the right leg over in a twist. Heart could open, or maybe you're more up on your left side. Whatever feels less stressful. Now we're going to bring the heart to the floor, following the direction of the right leg as it kicks back to the left leg and you're on the belly. Just kind of roll over there. From here into a cobra pose, taking your time, using your legs nice and strong. Grip the floor with your big toe and your second toe. Squeeze your glutes, press and lift your heart. Stay elbows back, but shoulders can certainly lift up, stretching the upper back flesh. Now from here, bend your knees, press back, and then lift up to down dog. Your right hand might be off your mat, that's okay, we won't be here long. Then start to bend your knees into a squatted dog. And then we're going to flip open, leaning into the left hand and the left foot. The knees are going to spin up, and the right foot will step out. And then the right hand will take a big reach around until you're in reverse tabletop. Fingers could be towards your toes or open towards the sides of the mat. Start to draw your knees from the hip level up. Press, squeeze the glutes. Lift with the back of the heart, and then maybe the head leans back. One more breath. Now press your seat towards your heels as you sit down. Grab for your left shin, extend your right leg, and then roll back. Second side to start. So hooking the shin, holding, breathing, and relaxing, releasing. A deep breath. Now before we twist and then roll onto our belly, keep following the right side this time. Just adjust yourself on your mat if you need more room. And when you're ready, left leg over the right leg into twist. Couple breaths here. Relax the deep belly. Okay, we're going to come into cobra by rolling onto the tummy, kicking the right leg back, left leg back to meet the right, and then work over. Hands come back, strong legs, press into your toes, squeeze your glutes and lift up. Use those shoulder blades to peel the flesh up, and then lift the heart, wrap the elbows back. Come onto the knees. Press the hands, downward facing dog for a moment, just to lengthen the spine. And then bending the knees. Starting to flip over so the right hand and the right heel are your support. You might sit on your bum in between, and then the left hand comes back and opens you into your reverse table. Or you just stay floating. Big sweep with those arms so they create space out of the shoulders. And then press the heels, squeeze the glutes, inner thighs, lift the back of the heart instead of shoving the rest of the chest forward. Lift the back of the heart up, and the head might come back, or just look neutral. Couple breaths. Let's sit with our bum towards our heels, and then lift the heart, lean towards the sitting bones, and adjust. From here, we'll cross one shin in front of the other, and then lean forward in whatever fashion suits your body and its needs. After your next breath out, change the cross of your shins or ankles. This could be ankles. And then just gently lean the weight forward. Press the knees out and away. Lift up. I'll turn towards you at the top of the mat. Go on and extend your left leg, and then take your right foot inside of your left thigh. Now you could take this version, or lift your right leg and place it wherever you can without the use of your hands on top of your left leg, and then that will be where we land, for fold. Reaching for the heel or the floor, lifting up from the lower back, but then drawing or scooping the belly in. We'll let the back get long, and then hands forward. Slowly sit up, following that next exhale. And then we'll take the right knee across the left for one-legged Gomukhasana. From here, lift the spine, lift the arms, and then fold it down. Last breath in and out. And slowly lift up. Extend the right leg, shake out the knees. Let the head bobble a little bit. And then left foot in towards the right groins. Or cross it wherever you can without the use of your hands. And then we start the folding process. Find a sense of that scooping. So we're making our lower back longer, right? When we forward fold, we're compressing the front of the body and we're lengthening the back of the body. So think, how could I find more length? What feels lengthening for me? For the backs of the lungs? Or the spine that's exposed to the air. Not pulling yourself in, but taking what's being offered with the breath. Starting to sit up. And just gently crossing your left knee as far as you can to stack it over the right knee, half Uttanasana. Lean back, press your sitting bones down, lift into your tall spine and reach your arms. Inhale, and then diving forward, exhale. Follow that out breath, slowly roll the spine up to stand. Uncross the legs, and then come onto your back. Adjust yourself so that you have some push to land on. And then just holding your shins or around your knees, just gently rock your way around. And whatever that looks like, maybe closing your eyes and coming into a little rhythm, your own little ebb and flow like the ocean. Notice the spots of tension. Notice the spots of ease. And then letting yourself just land somewhere you want to be. On your maybe arms on the body, maybe legs crossed, or knees together, or expanded. Moving without much thought. And just following your inner guidance. And then allowing yourself to just genuinely and truly rest in this space for a few moments. No need to be anyone or anywhere. That you're not already. then slowly returning your conscious mind to all of your senses. And letting the senses awaken you to the present moment and the awareness of yourself in this time and space, in your place. And then just moving a little bit. Until you're eventually up in a seat. And take your time in your seat, joining your hands together. And just let this be a gesture of sensing yourself, so feeling your fingertips touching. And then maybe allowing it to call in the question of what is the self? Who am I? How do I identify with self and with space? And then just inviting gratitude for any of the answers that come through. Trusting that the confusion is part of it. The unknown is part of it. The loss of self and the gaining of self and the cycle that will go through, or we will go through or experience, is part of it. And just embracing that specialness. And that consciousness within you. And let's share one slow breath in together through the nose. And then from the mouth, we exhale. And may we return to this moment however we need to be. And thank you for spending some of those moments here with me flowing. Namaste. Thank you all. Hi, Jamie. Thank you. So nice to have you here. Again, my name is Alissa Marguerite here at Flex and Flow, and it's truly an honor to be able to lead you into some body practices, into your breath, and I hope you're all feeling really held and supported. Hi, Lindsay. Thank you, and loved today. Mwah. Take care.